Welcome, 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 brothers and sisters, to another awareness session. My name is Brother Shantario, aka Brother Midnight. Welcome to another awareness session of Reconstructing Minds Incorporated in partnership with Positive Lifestyle Management and Project Righteous Endeavors. Man, it is my pleasure and honor to bring to you another teaching of the Blueprint. And today is a very, very serious subject. A lot of us talk about freedom, and how we want to be free. And I believe that there is only true freedom in living the vision of Larry Hoover. So today, we're going to be talking about freedom in living the vision of the Honorable Larry Hoover. Freedom in living the vision of the Honorable Larry Hoover. Okay, so in the blueprint, we're going to start on page 25 at the bottom, where it says freedom, the vision. And it reads like this. The vision is a definition of long-range goals and objectives and has put into operation the order for us to begin fulfilling these goals and objectives immediately. The vision is for us to acquire marketable skills that will provide us with a legal avenue of financial support. If you notice, with this particular teaching, brothers and sisters, it's talking about legal. That's the key word I want us to pay attention to. Legal means to be legitimate, not trying to mask anything, any negativity, any drug dealing, gang banging, whatever you're doing. The vision is for us to acquire marketable skills. So if you still out here on that gang banging mentality, you want to be out there on the streets, selling drugs, feeding the youth negativity. If you believe in the vision is for us, brothers and sisters, to acquire marketable skills. And we'll get into that more a little bit later. It says the vision dictates that we learn the political processes of our community and become involved in the extent of having a voice in our destiny, that we conduct ourselves in a manner that is compatible to our community, that we frown upon senseless rape, robbery, burglary, theft, and murder that is rampant in our community, that we establish ourselves in business, that it is an asset to ourselves as well as to our community, that we set examples that will make it safe for our youth to be a part of us, and ultimately that we eliminate the awesome rate of recidivism that is experienced of a large portion of our youth. And if you don't know what recidivism means, brothers and sisters, it means going back to a particular behavior. In other words, if you lived a criminal lifestyle and you exhibited criminal behavior, that is going back. It's like a drug addict or a drug addict who relapses and goes back to using drugs. Recidivism is going back to criminal lifestyle, criminal behavior. Anything that is not legal or legitimate, brothers and sisters. It says, in comparison to the American dream, the vision offers our youth an ideal to strive for instead of a dream to be chased. An idea requires that a person take on a certain attitude and conduct with particular morals and definitive goals and objectives according to the ideal of the vision. It is no longer fashionable to pimp our women, sell suicide to our brothers on an installment plan, to rob, con, steal, kill, and beg for a living. And I highlighted that particular section because you got a lot of us who say uh, they believe in the teachings of the Honorable Chairman. They love Mr. Larry Hoover Sr., and they have no idea of what living the vision is really all about, because a lot of them are locked into the old concept. They're locked up into the old ways of doing things. You know what I'm saying? And this teaching is about us moving forward, developing marketable skills, doing things in a positive and productive manner. So if you're out there and you're causing tension in your communities and you're feeding the youth negativity, you're responsible. You should be held responsible for your actions. And I'm not saying all of us, we have to be these perfect individuals, because no one on this planet is perfect. You know what I mean? So don't take what I say out of context, but remember, in order for us to experience true freedom and living the vision of the Honorable Larry Hoover, we have to do what is right, brothers and sisters. Be legit. Obey the laws of the land. It says, of course, we cannot assume the obligation of totally eliminating these negative aspects from our community, for we are not wholly responsible for these elements being in our community. But we are obligated to set an example of a better way for our youth. The vision also, the vision allows us to see where we are headed: premature death and incarceration. And if you pay attention to the news, a lot of teenagers, a lot of those who are in their early 20s, they're dying. They're being killed, being murdered. You know what I'm saying? And that's not what the vision is all about, brothers and sisters. You know what I mean? Throwing up the pitchforks. You know what I mean? Throwing up the standing in the 6-point stance and all, doing all that. That's no longer necessary. Even though they have sentimental value, that is no longer a need for us to represent. We spent too much of that, into that in the old ways. So we need to continue to move forward, brothers and sisters, not looking back, because to be honest, once you take that step forward, there's no need to look back. There's no need to look back. So we should have a mind state to where we want to continue to move forward, do things legally and legitimately, and be shining lights within our communities. Okay, it says, therefore, the leadership has set forth a new concept for those who wish to become a positive element geared toward working with our community instead of against it. Unlike the American dream, the vision combines the history of where we have been with the reality of where we are at. It says, it projects into our minds the kind of thinking and type of conduct necessary for us to free ourselves from the vicious cycle of recidivism resultant from chasing the American dream. See, all of us want to live the American dream. All of us want money, cars, fame, popularity. Everybody wants to be known, heard, and seen, but that's not what living in the vision is all about. You know what I'm saying? If we're going to represent the Honorable Mr. Larry Hoover the right way, we have to do things legally and legitimately, family. We have to go out here and get jobs, work to take care of our families. If you don't want to work for somebody, develop a sense of entrepreneurship. Become your own CEO of your own establishment. You know, work for yourself. There's plenty of ways and resources for you to put yourself in a position to create a stable income for your family and also create generational wealth. And we'll get into that a little bit more later. It says, by reducing the unnecessary and negative aspects of our lifestyle, we can create the time, space, atmospheres, and opportunities to grow and develop into a reckoning power of people. The word reckoning is from the root word reckon, which means a force to be considered. The vision offers us the opportunity to change. It creates in us the atmosphere for change, and by removing the negative implications of the old concept, which represent the birth pains according to the teachings of the blueprint. It says the vision creates the inner space needed for change. However, it is exclusively up to you to decide how to best manage your time to create a positive change. But remember, in whatever way your time is spent, it will reflect your conduct. So if you're out there in negativity, your conduct will reflect negative ways, negative attitude, a negative outlook on life. If you're doing things in a positive and productive manner, you're going to be a positive person. You're going to hold down a job. You're going to provide for your families. You're going to be a light to the youth. You're going to teach them the right way of doing things and not the wrong way. You're going to be a shining light in a dark and wicked world. Okay. It says the vision works for those who spend their time developing an attitude of love. Love is what? Love is the one creative force of all existence. It says the first principle in prosperity, it works against those who spend their time in self-hatred, self-pity, doubt, insignificant complaints, harboring envy, jealousy, hostility towards others, or any degree of disloyal behavior. Those whose time is spent on negative and repressing attitudes and are inviting negative and depressing circumstances into their future. On the other hand, those who think, act, feel, and speak in the manner of love and prosperity are elevating themselves to such states where love and prosperity reside, and they will receive the same throughout their future. In other words, brothers and sisters, in the teachings of the 360 cycle of life, it says that if you kick a cat, that same energy that you spent in kicking that cat, that same energy will return to you. That energy represents the karma in your life. So if you spend your time, most of your time, having a negative attitude, being hateful, jealous, envious, you know, harboring things in your heart that shouldn't be there, you're going to reap that same energy that you put out. It's the same energy that's going to return back to you, brothers and sisters. So it is our responsibility to remember that in order to change the way we feel, we have to change the way we think through cognitive reconstructing, brothers and sisters. Not, you know, sitting around wallowing in our own misery with this woe is me attitude, but getting up, getting out. In other words, there's a famous saying that came out years ago, and it was a song by these brothers by the name of what's those brothers' name, man? The Goody Mob. The Goody Mob came out years ago, and they had this song that said, you need to get up, get out, and get something. Don't let the days of your life pass by. You know what I'm saying? Stop sitting around thinking that, you know what I'm saying, you can't do it, because that's not in our vocabulary. If you're growing and developing, anything can be accomplished through hard work and determination. It says the vision, it says thus, the vision is that we dedicate ourselves to a war on illiteracy, that we pursue professional business careers such as accounting, drafting, computer sciences, business management, etc. That we master the trades of industry such as brick masonry, building and road construction, textiles, machine shops, surveying, welding, etc. That we acquire knowledge and expertise in areas that are needed in our community, such as plumbing, carpentry, building management and maintenance, auto body repairs, auto mechanics, etc. That we prepare ourselves to become small business administrators in areas such as grocery stores, clothing stores, hardwares, entertainment, lounges, and dance halls, distributors of general household merchandise, etc. That we amass credentials such as certificates, diplomas, and degrees as statements of our desire to excel positively, that we expand our views to include educational, economical, political, and social realities of society, that we begin to value the positive implications of righteous endeavors, that we ask, how much will I, no one, how much will I make, but rather we ask, is the action in harmony with the 6 principles of growth and development? And most importantly, we must change our conduct and attitude to fit the vision by making our actions reflect the same. I like when it says that we expand our views to include the educational, economical, political, and social realities of society. That is key. And the way I was taught, brothers and sisters, those 4 principles represent 4 initiatives. The 4 initiatives of growth and development, brothers and sisters. It takes initiative to achieve any intentional outcome. Initiative, brothers and sisters. Initiative is a self-reliant enterprise. So we must have a sense of initiative when we go out pursuing or mastering the 4 initiatives, which is educational, economical, political, and social development. And I just want to break those down to you real briefly. Educational, or we're going to begin with the first one, educational. According to the British Dictionary, it says educational is providing knowledge, instructive, or informative. An education toy relating to education. But this is what education is about. Education is a process of receiving or giving systematic instruction, especially at a school or university, and enlightening experience. And that what the vision does for us. It educates us, brothers and sisters, on the right things to do. We must change the way we think, brothers and sisters. Everything in this life is not negative, even though we see negativity when we wake up in the morning, when we go to our workplaces, or if we'll ride through some of the neighborhoods, we're going to see it. But the vision guarantees us freedom, freeing your dome, brothers and sisters, from the negative aspects of this life. All right, the second one, brothers and sisters, I want to talk about economical. The dynamics of being economical. Economical is not wasting money, time, etc., thrifty of economics. Economic of the management of income, expenditures, etc., as of a community or government, of economics of the satisfaction of the material needs of people. Now, economics is the science that deals with the production, distribution, and consumption of wealth. An economist is a specialist in economics. And that's where we want to see ourselves. Even though we have to discipline ourselves, we should be economics. Economists are specialists in economics. We should be able to economize, brothers and sisters, to reduce waste or expenses. And we should know about our economy. Economy is from the Greek word oikos, which means house, and nomos, which means managing. We should know how to manage our homes. We should know how to manage our money. It says the management of the income, expenditures, etc., of a household, government, etc., careful management of wealth, etc., thrift, an instance of thrift, a system of producing, distributing, and using wealth. When we master the 4 initiatives of growth and development, brothers and sisters, we will see how to truly live our life. Life, an aspect of life, one of the stages of life is growth and development towards a particular purpose. Okay? Number 3, we're going to look at political development, brothers and sisters. Political is of concerned or engaged in government politics of or characteristic of political parties or politicians. In order to understand the dynamic of being political, we must educate ourselves in political science. Political science is the science of the principles, organization, and methods of government. We must understand the politicians. A politician is one who is actively engaged in politics, often used with implications of seeking personal or partisan gain, scheming, etc. Now, politics is the science of government, whether it is political affairs, political methods, tactics, etc., political opinions, principles. So I know I'm going through this kind of fast because I don't want to waste too much time. Giving my opinion, I would rather give you the facts. That's what these awareness sessions is all about, presenting the facts, brothers and sisters. I'm not giving you what I say or how I feel, I'm presenting facts. And that's what it's all about. If I'm going to speak about something, I'm going to give you the facts so you can go back and check it. You know what I mean? And we'll find out about that a little bit later. Social development. Social development is about improving the well-being of every individual in society so they can reach their full potential. The success of society is linked to the well-being of each and every citizen. Another aspect of social development. Social development means investing in people. Their families will also do well, and the whole of society will benefit. And that's according to an article which is called What is Social Development, Economic and Social Inclusion Corporation. This is another aspect of social development. And this is from Early Childhood and Characteristic and Creative Social Development article. It says the characteristics of social development are often associated by the skill of cooperation, rotation, initiative. Notice that word again, how it came up: initiative, leadership, sharing, discipline, and participation. What are the different goals of social development? Okay, which is another article. It says social development is a freeing people of pain, difficulties, shackles, limitations, drudgery, injustice, ignorance, lack of skills, and lack of knowledge. And this is from a Cora article. Now, social development, according to the APA Dictionary of Psychology, remember my channel was called Reconstructing Minds. It says it is the gradual acquisition of certain skills, language and interpersonal skills, attitudes, relationships, and behaviors that enable the individual to interact with others and to function as a member of society. Notice, the brothers and sisters, these 4 initiatives of growth and development is all about functioning in society. Social growth development. I remember in the teachings of the blueprint where it says social growth and development. We're going to talk about social growth development, okay? According to the APA Dictionary of Psychology, it says it is development of an individual's knowledge and ability in dealing with other individuals and groups. Social growth is not limited to conformity. Much social growth can lie outside the range of cultural expectations. So what's that simply saying, brothers and sisters, is not limited to any certain race or people. The meaning is saying that it says it can lie outside the range of cultural expectations. Okay, let us move on. It says, therefore, the vision demands that we study and think hard and debate these laws and principles. The 6 principles of growth and development contain the transition of the new concept and the keys to our survival. If one is to understand the philosophy of the new concept, then these laws and principles must be accepted, understood, and lived by. And for those who don't understand what philosophy is about, philosophy is a study of the processes governing thought and conduct and of the principles that regulate the universe. The general principles of a field of knowledge, a particular system of ethics, calmness, and composure. So when we take upon living or understanding the philosophy of the new concept, we must govern our thoughts and conduct ourselves according to the new concept. Okay? It says, warning, the written law. Too long have we toyed with the pleasant and unproductive dreams. Now it is time to deal with the hard facts of our condition. The vision warns us that there are many who hope and pray for our destruction rather than assist in our growth and development. They will lock us away and swallow the key. In their minds, we are ex-human beings and they are blind to our needs. They no longer view our situation as being worthy of efforts to rehabilitate. The vision warns us that in the minds of many, building a prison is comparable to the business of warehousing, with human lives as the commodity in trade. entire communities are rallying in favor of building such warehouses in their areas. Like colonial American slaves being delivered to their new owners, the warehouses for ex-human beings are the fashionable things to build in any rural community. The vision warns us that many abandoned farmers have now found relief. Let's build a prison. A prison has become the final solution for the economic woes of numerous rural communities. And that's true, because you have some superstars who are even investing in building prisons. And it's really all about just making money. You know what I mean? Right now, a person in prison right now is worth anywhere from 35 to 40,000 a year. You know what I mean? Just to house one inmate. So you can imagine with all the body count in the prison, that's a lot of money. It's really all about making money. You know what I mean? When the cows go to the slaughterhouse, they're not able to speak, do anything to protect themselves. They're just in there for the slaughter. And this is America's final solution, because they think certain individuals are not able to be rehabilitated. And that kind of viewpoint, that kind of thinking about another individual is totally wrong. Everybody deserves a second chance. You know what I mean? Let's continue to move forward. The vision warns us that in prison, as in other businesses, the main objective is to keep an abundant, overcrowded, and constant recidivism supply of commodity, poor ghetto youth that is in demand. Otherwise, you will end up with empty, non-profitable warehouses. However, the paradox of prison as big business is now people are giving extended sentences. Many are held indefinitely beyond the original stipulations of their sentences under the old law. And one of those individuals, brothers and sisters, is our beloved Mr. Larry Hoover Sr. Fighting for his life right now. And we need to do all that we can to help him, but do it in a positive and productive manner. Nothing radical, nothing, you know what I mean, that's going to put people's lives in danger, but using our intellect, using our intelligence to do it in a positive and productive manner. It says, in order to guarantee the employment of friends, families, and constituents of local politicians and legislators, deploy that these legislators would have the general public believe is that such drastic changes in the law aimed at poor ghetto youth will make streets safe and deter crime. And that's not necessarily true, because these youths, they ain't going for it, even in prison. You give them all that time, they got the mentality, oh, I might as well just go ahead and get it in. That's how they feel. You know what I'm saying? They ain't ducking no action, even in the prison system. And that's what they want. So it's up to those of us who know the truth, who stand on morals and principles, to teach them the right way. Teach them the right way. Teach them how to live their lives in a legal and legitimate way. It says, will make, it says, this is a farce because crime has not been deterred. The streets are not any safer, and the only real benefactors are the unemployed farmers of rural America. Add this to the fact that over 65% of prisoners nationwide are Black and Hispanic. 90% are poor, and it seems that America's prisons are fast becoming the final solution to society's social inequities. As Black African Americans, our present situation is comparable to the Jews of Hitler's Germany, which is true. Hitler condemned the Jews. And just like the Jews were condemned by Hitler, Blacks and Hispanics are being condemned by our government. And this is not about making or being racist or making this teaching racial. It's just the facts. It's a scripture in the Bible says, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Experience true freedom in living the vision of the Honorable Mr. Larry Hoover Sr. Stop the violence. Let's get back to teaching the youth, loving on the youth, showing them something different, so they won't get into this attitude of recidivism, going back to criminal lifestyle and criminal behavior. Because if they continue in this attitude of recidivism, there's only two things left: death or incarceration for the rest of their lives. And death, it totally wipes out life, period. We want to see our youth grow and develop towards a particular purpose. Let us step up as brothers and sisters of the struggle meaning movement, and teach them the right way. All this convoluted buffoonery, all this negative stuff, you know what I mean? Do away with that stuff, man. Change the way you think. In order to change the way you feel, you must change the way you think. And that's what it's all about, brothers and sisters. Being a positive and productive member of society, showing society that the vision of Mr. Larry Hoover Sr. works if you work it. This man has over 1,000 college credits. That's like 80 degrees. They want to always throw out the negative aspect, but they don't want to shed light on the positive, on the things that he has done, on the book that he wrote with Brother Roger Emery. It's time to stop playing games, brothers and sisters, and let's step into really understanding what living in the vision is all about. And that's freedom. Free your dome, brothers and sisters. It says, in order for Hitler to pull off his final solution, he simply changed the law of his country, thereby making it legal for him to imprison the Jews massively. Sound familiar? It should. The vision warns us that if no one is made aware of the long-term effect of such blatant judicial ploys, generations of poor youth will suffer and perish for years to come. Therefore, the vision is to reverse the negative trend of premature death, incarceration, and recidivism that has wrapped around our youth like a hungry serpent. For this reason, the vision has awakened a new concept called growth and development. And that's what it's all about, brothers and sisters. Teaching the youth the truth, showing them how to be men and women and how to behave themselves in their homes, in their communities, work a job, get an education, learn some economics, learn the political realms of where you live, whether it's local, state, or federal, you know, having a sense of social development, understanding organization, the concept of organization, understanding the element of unity, having a sense of oneness. It is time right now. It is the time for us to stand up and really show these youth that there is a better way. Brothers and sisters, hey, I'm just a messenger, but I'm gonna stand on the facts. I'm gonna stand for the truth. I am 110% behind the vision of the Honorable Mr. Larry Hoover Sr. The vision has taught me how to experience true freedom in my own personal life. So brothers and sisters, hit the like button. Subscribe to Reconstructing Minds Incorporated in partnership with Positive Lifestyle Management and Project Righteous Endeavors. That's what it's all about. Being positive and productive, brothers and sisters, showing the youth that there is a different way. Love, honor, and respect to the leadership. Love and respect to all my fellow brothers and sisters. May we do what's right to win. I know you're tired of being defeated. Let's show the youth how to win. Love, family.